Hey guys, so like I said, I'm going to continue the review of the Phantasm series with Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. So, this one came out back in 1993. Don Coscarelli returned to direct this movie. Reggie Bannister reprised his role as Reggie. And Michael Baldwin from the first movie reprised his role as Mike, so James LaGrosse from the second movie didn't reprise his role. Michael Baldwin instead reprised his role as Mike. And Angus Scrimm, of course, returned as the Tall Man. This one was made independently. It wasn't made from a big budget studio like Universal, like the second movie was. So this one was independent, just like the first movie. So now this one picks up right where the second movie ended. Liz and Mike were attacked by the Tall Man in the car at the end of the second movie. So they're attacked in the car in the beginning of this, right where the second one ended. And then the car manages to drive off the road and explodes, and Liz is killed, but Mike, he survived though. And Reggie rescues Mike, so Reggie apparently survived the attack as well, because I found that a little odd, because at the end of the second movie he was lying there on the street covered in blood, so he looked pretty dead looking, but apparently he survived. So he rescues Mike from the attack, and after that they get a message from Jody, Mike's brother, from the first movie, played by Bill Thornberry. So he reprises role as Jody in this one, and so he comes to them in the form of a sphere, one of the Tall Man's spheres, sorry. And then after that, the Tall Man kidnaps Mike, and then knocks out Reggie. Then the next day, with the help of that sphere that Jody came to them as, he helps Reggie, he guides him to find Mike. And as he's searching for Mike, he like drives through all these abandoned towns that the Tall Man has attacked in the past. He befriends this kid named Tim, whose parents were killed by the Tall Man. He also befriends this girl named Rocky, who he actually starts falling in love with. And so they all help Reggie to rescue Mike and also stop the Tall Man once and for all. So that's basically the premise of this one. I would say this one isn't as good as the first one and the second one. I mean, like, in this one, Mike doesn't really get to do much because he's kidnapped by the Tall Man through most of the movie. But we do have, like, some good story development in this one, because we actually see like what the Tall Man does with his spheres. Like he takes his victims' brains and puts them in the spheres. So like basically the spheres are his victims when you're from the looks of it. And like the dwarf minions from the first one and second one aren't in this one that much. They're only in the beginning of the movie, and that's it. Like the rest of it is like his slaves are like these zombies. Excuse me, sorry. So his slaves are like these zombies at times, and also like we see like his spheres like they have this device that has like an eyeball on them. So like when he's spying on Reggie and Tim and Rocky, so that's basically like, you know, his slaves there too. But not much of the dwarfs in this one. But like, you know, we do have some good performances by Reggie Bannister, of course, and Michael Baldwin, and of course Angus Scrimm. So they all do a good job, and also the kid played Tim did a pretty good job too. And I did like how he was basically pretty badass, because like, you know, he killed these three thieves that kidnapped Reggie at one point. So like, you know, he may be a little kid, but he's pretty badass. And also the girl who played Rocky was also pretty badass too. So like I said, Mike isn't in this one much because he's captured by the Tall Man, so he's basically doesn't get to do that much in this one. So he's basically the one they have to rescue. But Reggie got to have like, you know, his time to shine in this one though. And as I've said, just like Tim and Rocky, Reggie was pretty badass as well. It did have some pretty good practical effects in this one. It suffered a little bit from its budget though, unlike the second movie, because Like I said, this was independently made, so it didn't have as much of a budget to work with as the second one did. So, this one wasn't as good as the first one and second one. Oh, also, like, another thing I should also say is that, like, since I said that Reggie falls in love with Rocky, but they don't do that much with that story because they don't get together in this one. They don't become boyfriend and girlfriend. But, I mean, it was good, entertaining movie, so it's good for a third movie, because a lot of third movies have been pretty bad in the past, but this is actually an exceptional third movie. So, it's one I like to pop in once in a while. And overall, it's a good addition to the series, not as good as the first one and second one. And I think that's all I've got to say. So, stay tuned for my review of Phantasm 4. See you later.